We all know in PowerApps, app creation is very easy, but there is one thing in which PowerApps lags. That is the design and responsiveness of the application. How to make our application responsive in our PowerApps. Now, if you guys don't know, PowerApps recently enabled a feature where we can use containers to make our application in PowerApps responsive. Now, how we can use that? Hi, I'm Gaurav from KnowHow Academy. So, in PowerApps, you can make your application responsive by using vertical and horizontal containers. These containers are required because, as we know, in every element in our PowerApps, we need to define width according to condition for making it responsive. But with the help of these containers, we don't need to go to each of the element in your PowerApps and set the condition for the width and height. So that's where these containers helps in making our app responsive. Now, what if you don't want to use a Power Automate flow every time in your PowerApps application? How you can achieve that? So let me tell you what we are going to learn in this video. In this video, we are going to create our students' data application using containers in our PowerApps. Then we will connect our Microsoft Outlook 365 in our PowerApps and send email without using Power Automate. Also, we will implement the PDF function which is used in our Power App. So first, here I have my SharePoint list, students data. In the title, I am storing the first name. In the email, I am storing the email. Degree is a choice type column. Year is also a choice type column. And last is our GPA, which is a number type column. Now, first, I will create my application. I will go to Power Apps, then click Create, select the blank application. I will name it Students Data. After clicking Create, now in the screen one, I will not touch the screen except I will create a new one. Here, I will select this table and form, and then I will delete the screen one. Go in our screen 2. As you can see, we already have the layout prepared in this screen. Now, first of all, I will edit my header. In the header, I can set the logo. So this is our logo. Now you can change the screen name. So here I will name it students, and in the title I will write students. Profile picture, I can simply turn it off, and on visible property we can show and hide our screen. Now we need to connect our data source, so we will remove the items table and connect our SharePoint list. So in the data source, I will write SharePoint, select my SharePoint site, then my SharePoint list, which is student data. After, I will click connect. Now after connecting, you can see we have our name, email, and let me zoom it, the choice type. So this is our record. We are getting an error here because in the form, we need to add the data source. So in the advanced section, in the item, we are getting the error because in the data source, we have table, but here we must select the students data. In the form, we need to add the fields. So for the fields, I will add first our title, then our email. Next, we have our degree. After degree, we will take the year, and then we have our GPA. After that, I will close this, and in our fields, I will add the validation. So in the required section, I will keep it true. Same for this, true. This will also be true, then true, and true again. Now, if I preview, click on new, here we have our fields. Now I will add a new student, ryan@email.com. Degree, I will select masters, year, sophomore, GPA 4.8 and submit. Okay, GPA I will save. So our record has been added, and in the search box, I want to implement searching here. Now, if I enter Jake, so searching is not being implemented in our table. So to implement searching, we need to go to our table, and here I will add bracket. So I will write search, then our text input. So I have pasted this dot value, comma, our column, which will be title. After I will close the bracket, and in the preview, if I am writing Jake, we are getting Jake, and on blank, we have gotten our list back. Now, what if you want to send an email to the person this form data in the form of PDF? So for that, first I will create a new student, then the email, I will select the degree, the year, GPA. So our record has been added. Now what if you want to send the email to the student this record in the form of a PDF? So for that, first we need to go to our settings and in the updates, experimental, turn on the PDF function, then close. After turning on, here I will insert a button. Now here in the submit button, I will change the button name. It will be send email, and in the display, I will change the name to send email. Then I will select the icon. Now in the width, I will set it to 150, and in the on select, I will remove this action, and here I will connect Outlook. So I will select my email. Now here I will write Office 365 Outlook dot send email v2. Then we need to select our two. Here in the two, I will select table1 dot selected dot email. Then we need to select the subject. So I will write students, or simply I will write data and table1 dot selected dot title. I will write space, then single comma. After the subject, I will write simply the document of the student of your data is attached. Please check. After that, I will add comma, then attachments. I will open square bracket, and then I will write name for the attachment name, which will be table1 dot selected dot title, and it will be in the form of PDF. So I will write and dot PDF comma content bytes. So here I will write PDF function and then my form. So in the layout, it will be our form 1. Here I will write form 1. After that, I will write expand containers to true. Then I will cut this, paste here, then I will close this. Now after formatting, here if I drag this here, I have selected the action Office 365 Outlook dot send email v2. Now in the to section, I have selected the email of the student, and in the second, then I have added the subject, and in the subject I have written the name which is stored in title, then as data, and in the body here I will write dear, then and here I will add space. I will write table1 dot selected table1 dot selected dot title, then I will write and again, after that comma, and then break tag. So I will write br, then br again I will write and. So after that, our email has been formatted. So to now check, I will click on preview, select my record, and before clicking send email, I will add one more thing, which will be a notification. So after that, I will notify email sent. Notification type will be .success and duration will be 1000 ms. After preview, I will click on send email. So we have gotten our notification email sent. If I go in my email, I have received the email. Here I have my name. The document of your data is attached. Please check. And here I have my PDF, and when I click on preview, in the PDF we are getting our data. So this is how you can send email and create PDF without using Power Automate in your PowerApps application. So in this video, we created our students data application with the help of containers design. Then we enabled our PDF function in PowerApps to create a PDF of our form data. And after that, we connected our Office 365 Outlook in PowerApps and sent an email with the PDF to the student without using Power Automate.
So thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.